According to the devs, many players were upset in Devil May Cry 1 that you couldn't unlock or play as Trish. So, to appease these people, they gave us Disc 2. But also, Trish. You can unlock Triss after beating the game with Dante on hard, or by holding L3, L1, R3, and R2 until his sound is heard. Which is what I did, since there's no way in hell I'm playing this game more than I have to. But yeah, you can unlock her and play through either storyline. If you're new here, I am the Archangel. If you're returning, I'll make you guys a deal. When we hit that 1K subs, I'll do a Red Dead 2 video, as a special. In this video, I'll be going over Disc 2 of Devil May Cry 2, talking about story, mechanics, music, and anything else that catches my eye. Spoiler warning for Devil May Cry 2. Anyway, I'm going to jump right into the story. If you'd like to hear more about the development, go watch the Disc 1 video. Disc 2 starts the same way Disc 1 did, with Lucia in a museum and Dante dropping in. Pun intended. And we are just given control of Red to run around this little village, and no real direction. Once again, I am annoyed that the color of the doors are not color-coded to know what you need to do to unlock them, but this one does tell you to collect 45 orbs to unlock it. I realize right away we are going the opposite direction that Dante did, where he exited this door and we are entering it. And we get our first taste of combat with Lucia. The controls are all the same, just instead of guns she has throwing daggers, and that will get a few variations, and she uses the kalasi, these curved blades. I like the design of everything here so far. It is the same, but different.
Same, but different.
This level is also just the first level with Dante in reverse, and with slightly different enemies, having the golems towards the end where we didn't encounter these until the second mission with Dante. After reaching the tower that Dante jumps from, in his intro, Lucia enters and finds a devil heart, protected by 2 goatlings. Another demon that we didn't run into until much later with Dante. They don't feel out of place here though, it seems to flow well. The heart hits Lucia in the chest and we see her flickered between 2 forms. She also seems to be a devil, and a young one by the looks of it. She shows pain when hit by the heart, where Dante just caught it and moved on. I also kind of just glossed over it the first video, but she does say that she is from devil blood. But in that half I never saw a reason to think much of it. But now we know that she is in fact a devil of some kind. Her devil form being much more angelic. I really like her design. I fight to the top of the tower. At the top there is one of those circle boxes that we need to hit to activate the bell of the tower. It drops a platform to get to the next area and into a boss fight. This boss fight is a lot of fun. Lucia's moves feel more smooth and fluid than Dante's did. Each dodge, roll, and attack just looks better as well, even though she also really only has 6 combos. They seem to transition better than they did with Dante, who just felt choppy. After defeating the Guardian, a Chris knife comes out of a secret hiding place. This is the Arcana of Sparta. This is a holy relic that was used to seal away the Great Demon at one point in time. Reaching the top, there is some red orbs encouraging us to jump off and ending the mission. This would be the same spot that Dante jumps off from, which I wish they had shown her doing the same thing. Anyway. Next mission starts with her walking up to the hut, and we get that same awkward scene with Dante again. And then the hut blows up, and all the dialogue is the same. Old lady comes to tell Dante that she will tell him of Sparta, sends Dante off. But now we get to see what happens after he left.
Son of Sparta, did you obtain the other Arcanus, my dear? Here is the bastone. Now we have only 1 piece remaining. I believe that it is in the ruin.
I know.
So Lucia is hunting down the Arcana, and due to the subtext of the knife, we now know that they were used to lock away a great evil at some point. Lucia follows Dante down the underground tunnel with her own quest to find the last Arcana. She gets to skip the whole tunnel mission and just comes straight out onto the street. I like this. I mean, Dante did just clear it out after all. We fight the same goatling, but no gorilla fight. I head straight to the docks and straight to the hentai mermaid boss thing. Once again, Dante's in front of us, clearing out most of the way, but it seems he didn't finish this boss off. Lucia does, though, and moves the city streets on foot since Dante took the bike. I think it would have been funny if they also gave her a bike, but like a Kiyosaki Ninja or something sleek. Lucia fights an orange gorilla as a mini boss fight. This is also a lot of fun. I'm chaining combos together easily with her moving and attacking. I'm having a lot more fun already compared to Dante's story. She also just seems to attack faster. I also like that the attacks kind of have this stun on an opponent for a second. You can see them stop moving. I don't remember if this happened with Dante or if it's just an easy mode thing. Next we have the fight with more infested tanks. Just you. After fighting one, just one, Dante had to fight 4 of these fucking things and then a damn Apache demon chopper. She also sees the Ouroboros helicopter fly over and recognizes it and gives chase. This story is already making more sense than Dante's patchwork shit. So she follows the chopper to the oil rig. She turns the power on for this wind tunnel, which is already on when Dante gets here. So now I'm assuming we beat Dante here. This powers some sort of demonic stone thing that powers all the doors. Upon opening all of these doors, she gets smacked with a devil heart from the fucking sky. Not sure why, but hey, now we got it. Oh shit, it's actually an evil heart, and it begins to drain Lucia's health. We enter the big spiral staircase, fly up, get a flame heart, run into the room that now doesn't have lava in it. This room is where we find the darts. These are similar to Dante's shotgun. Lucia puts the evil heart into some kind of power generator thing. This is the same heart that Dante takes later and becomes his offensive devil heart, so maybe this isn't a generator, just some kind of purifier. We run down a tram rail and then up an elevator to the landing pad.
Well, it appears that the defect is back.
Defect?
You are my creation.
Liar! Mathieu is my mother.
She merely found you when you were about to be disposed of, and then raised you as a soldier. Is that what you consider to be a mother?
No! I don't believe you.
Look. You have the mark on your shoulder. Proof that you're a mannequin. Kai. That is your real name. Now, give me the Arcanas. With them, my power will be complete, and I will become like the immortal Argosax. I will achieve absolute wisdom and transcend all. The world is already warned. Everything that belongs to the devils will eventually revert to its original form. Even you will betray your upbringing and turn on the humans. Accept it.
Holy fuck. That was way more story than almost the entire Dante disc. So this guy can make sentient demon mannequins somehow, and Lucia is one of them. Rescued and raised to fight for good. This is a great reveal, and the foundations to a great story arc. Anyway, he blasts us into the moth demon fight thing. After defeating it, a portal opens to an underground ruin, and Lucia has a moment to reflect on the world-shattering information she was just given.
I was created? That's why I have this ability. Someday I'll attack humans. I have to go.
Damn, that is some heavy shit. We are now in the underground temple area, but this time it's filled with water. Find the blowgun for underwater combat, which I'm going to try to not use. I'm not a fan of underwater areas, but at least this time I'm not forced to have it in first person like the first game. On my way through the water temple, I have this area that was a challenge spike. I need to hit these orbs while underwater and being attacked by the skulls. It's a nice little challenge, which leads into platform jumping I actually appreciate because this is forcing me to use the platforms and not just letting me fly up. I hit these orbs and close the door that blocks the current that was stopping me from going down a well. Down this well is where I find a boss fight against this giant demon fish. This fight is hard. Not because the boss is hard, but the combo of the fixed camera and the fact that it has some kind of camouflage, making it so you can't target it. The two things together are just frustrating. After defeating the death fish, the door opens and we swim out, running into blades, since, it's a water section and we need our reptile water enemies, and I come to this statue. I jump around a bit, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. Looks like I could climb it. This is probably my biggest pet peeve of the game at times. It just gives you no real direction, not even like a zoom to suggest I should go interact with the statue. Anyway, interact with the statue and it shoots a fireball at you. Reflect it back 3 times for each diamond on it, and it crumbles, allowing the water to flood the area and for us to swim up. Swim through some tunnels, find a stupid hit the circle thing. Oh, the stupid circle thing turned into a water jumping thing. I like this. Layers. Enter a room with another boss fight. This is the same as the boss from the beginning that was guarding the Arcana, but this one is red. This boss was also fun. It's a little harder than the last one, but again I'm dodging, rolling, and chaining attacks. There's also these lasers that shoot out of the wall, which adds another layer of difficulty, and I find myself adding extra dodges and rolls to avoid those as well. Dropping this protector of the Arcana, the last piece is Lucias the Claim. Then this emo fuck drops in, and now we get this cutscene that makes way more sense. Well, a lot of things are actually making more sense. Lucia gives Dante the chalice and heads to kill the man who created her.
For a defect, you show promise. But did you really think you could deceive me? Have you come back to me, Kai?
I'm Lucia. Don't call me Kai.
Then why did you come here? Let me guess. You seek my death.
Die!
God, this story is just so much better with her. And that outfit isn't unlockable if you beat the game on Lucia Must Die difficulty. So we beat the brakes off this guy, but somehow the cutscene he says we lose. I think this should have just been an unbeatable fight, because getting his health part to 0 and then being told I lost is bullshit. Anyway, Dante comes in and does his white knight shit and the building explodes. We also get the scene where Lucia tells Dante about being created and Dante runs off to find the back door. And we get another expansion of what happens after Dante leaves.
Mother,
Yes, it is true that we are not tied by blood. But our ties are bound by history and experience, which is much deeper than blood. Now go. Everything I know, I have passed on to you. You are my daughter.
thank you, Mother.
This again is really deep. The old lady is admitting to what the bad guy is saying is true, but their bonds of history are just as strong, if not stronger, than blood. And Lucia just accepts this, which I like. I feel like the trope of a character finding out that they're adopted and they just throw a fit about being lied to or just fly off the handlebars is just fucking stupid. That person chose to take you in, and they chose to try to make your life better, and Lucia sees this. She knows that she was created for evil, and her adopted mother saw that she had potential for more than that. Also, why the fuck does this support character to Dante have a better story in his game? Anyway, Lucia goes through the same steps to open the back door, hit the circles, kill Phantom, fight the timed wave, go into the building and grab the hearts that twist the building, fight the tri-headed boss. Which all seems odd, seems how Dante should be just a few moments ahead of us. We get to the main boss at the top, we get the cutscene of him doing the ritual, and then there's an explosion. And now we're outside with Dante. In the post-boss fight scene. I'm not sure how I thought they were going to do this, but this wasn't it. We get the standoff and the portal opening and Dante sacrificing himself. Oh, and Arius somehow still got the power that he wanted. Kinda. I also really liked the design of this boss, and the fight wasn't horrible. Confused on how he got the power still. Anyway, we give him an ass kicking and he goes into phase 2, which is a lame fight. Somehow we still got Argax's power. I feel like this negated us beating him in the tower altogether.
You must not worry, my dear. I am sure that he will return. Everything is just as it was with Sparta.
Oh my.
What is it, my dear?
Both sides are heads.
Heads, I go. Tails, you go.
It tricked me. That macho.
This bit where we see his coin's head on both sides the entire time. I know, we could tell the whole time every time we saw the coin flip, but still, the big reveal, he helped them just because he wanted to the whole time, not because of luck. And I actually looked up what macho meant, just because I felt like it was an awkward line to hear, but yeah, I guess it fits. Then we get a short credits and a post-credit look of Lucia in Dante's shop flipping his coin. Upon hearing a motorcycle rev, she drops it and runs outside, the whole thing implying that Dante is back. Wow. This game, this is the game that should have been on disc 1. This is the game that Team Devils made. I am so mad at Capcom for making me play this game backwards. This should have been the main story, and Dante should have been on the second disc or an unlockable. Or they should have done it like ODST did and play to a point as Lucia and then have a timestamp on it. And then you have to play as Dante, bouncing between the two characters, getting the full story. Okay, I guess ODST didn't come out till 2009, so that couldn't have been an idea yet, but Halo 2 also told two stories at the same time, and it only came out 1 year after this. Also, the fact that there is so much good lore here that is barely touched on, like the island is where a cult of devil worshippers started, and they learned how to borrow demonic powers, which I guess ties into some of the stuff in DMC4 in a way. So, Devil May Cry 2 came out to mixed reviews, but mostly negative, for most of the things that I bitched about in this video. The game was too easy, bosses were boring, no real puzzles, kind of losing the mashup of things that made the game so good to start with. While people complained about Lucia's missions were recycled from Dante's, I taking the stand that Dante's were recycled from Lucia's. Lucia's is the main antagonist in this game. She has the story, she has the character development, but yeah, it's just recycled shit for both discs. The game barely reached overall 6 or 7s on most critic boards. Although a critical failure, it was a top-selling game in the UK at least, and sold 1.4 million copies by March of 2003, and reaching a gross sales of 85 million, falling short of even its predecessor's 110 in its release year. So was Devil May Cry as good as I remember? Is it worth playing today, and is it worth the price tag? Considering I never played it, I'd say that I'm glad I didn't waste my time on it then. And I definitely would not recommend to play it today. I'd honestly tell anyone wanting to play it to just play Lucia's first and Dante's if you really wanted to. The price tag? The DMC HD collection is $30, so this game is $10 in my opinion. I guess it's a $10 game. Plus the other two are so much better, so they outweigh this shit. You can also use my G2A code and get the HD collection for like $10, which makes this game like $3, which is even closer to how much I think it's really realistically worth. If you reached this far in the video, thank you so much. It means a lot to me, and it really helps out the channel. Please let me know in the comments what your favorite Devil May Cry game is, and remember to like and subscribe. And like I said at the beginning, when we hit the 1K sub, I will do a Red Dead 2 video, and I'll even stream the whole thing over on Twitch. Also, if you feel like you'd like to support outside of YouTube, the G2A link is a great way, as well as my Patreon link, both in the description below. And one last reminder, to stretch those wings. They'll take you somewhere, someday. I'll catch you in the next one.